Good afternoon, folks. Time to wrap it up for September 24th, 2014. The E-mini still catching buying. My sell against 90 has not set up yet. It blew right through it. There's an article out that China is about to fire the head of its central bank and replace it with a person who will goose or pump or boost the economy. So that could be behind this late surge. But again, it's just really difficult to ignore the fact that the 50-lot player has been on the long side all night long, no matter what. Okay, we came in this morning wanting to sell 79 to 81. It gave us really a good trade here out of the 78 area. Eventually the market trades down to 71.25. Our buy this morning was 70 to 72. Set up nicely right here. You could have been long in the 72, 73 area to as high as 75. And the first pause was at 79 once again. Setback was minimal. Market trades up and makes new intraday highs, which we saw coming. We took this trade in the room right here. The trade did not develop. We had to take out 81.25. We talked through it. We stopped out, break even, and the market eventually touches this value area high. Now pay attention to this. In a strong uptrend, the first time that market comes back to the value area high, that's about as good as you can do if the trend is going to continue from the long side. So you'd be long in this case in the 83 area to retest the existing high. It's taken out and so on and so forth. So the market is strong. The central banks are supporting the market. We had a 3-day sell-off. We did not get the 4th day of selling. So we're still in a situation where we just don't generate much more than 1 or 2 waves of selling. Then the market snaps back. So we had good trading this morning. We caught the long almost perfectly. Did get off a short before the market bottomed out. So hard to do much better than that in the E-mini. So what do we have for tomorrow? We're going to have an F1 screen that favors higher prices or a trading range. It's an outside day. Outside days usually yield trading ranges. A lot of fancy speeches being given at the UN. The bombing will start again tonight against ISIS. But if I were an ISIS fighter, the way we're conducting this campaign, I wouldn't be too upset about it because you can't take and hold territory with aircraft. You got to have some people on the ground that are willing to do that, and the quality of the Iraqi army has been proven to be spotty. The quality of the Kurdish armies is pretty good. So the Kurds will take land and hold it. The Kurds are also fighting Iran on their eastern border. So UN speeches aside, we'll see what the morning brings us. Longer term, we're still dealing with a very strong P that favors the buyer. And you can see that we got right down to that 68 area that we talked about, this area right here. And it held a support, and we're up and out of that area. What does the F2 screen show? Trading range is what the F1 screen shows. And our F2 screen right here, there's double distributions up, a move out of the middle in D period right out of this high volume area, and we're still getting buying. Next area where the market is rejected and broken would be basically at 2,000 up here structurally. So we got a strong market. If we close right here at 91.50, we're going to want to get long to retest today's highs. Tomorrow's news, jobless claims, 300,000, that's the default number. Durable orders at minus 16.3. Big swings in aircraft orders will bring that number all around. X transportation plus 0.7. So they'll be focusing on the plus 0.7 and jobless claims. The durable orders number, too big a swing to pay a lot of attention to that. and it's pretty concentrated. Usually it's Boeing. So if we were to close the market right here, you can see that 97.5, top of value from that particular day, 94. So the short would come with failure to extend whatever the day's high happens to be. So selling failure 93, 95 to take out this area would look reasonable. And then sell 2 will be our 99, 2001. On the buy side, this 86, 88 area would be buy 1. And then buy 2 would be 80 to 82. And that's it for the E-mini. Okay, coming into the note this morning, we said if there was going to be a weak auction, it would be the intermediate term, and in this case that would make it the 5-year auction. When we look at the day's activity on the F1, it's a sideways day, so that has trading range. We can sell failure to extend the range up, and we can buy weakness. So F1 comes out trading range. Looking at the F2 screen, it's going to show 2 distributions. The first one pointed lower, the second one actually lower, so we'll do an I split. Actually, the first one was a D pattern leaning a little bit P. Here's the auction right here. So I think with tomorrow's news, the focused durable orders, some of the action will center on that particular number. But the 7-year auction is the big play after the news is out of the way, and the news will be there early. So we're pointed lower right here. The E-mini looks pretty strong. Let's try for a little bit lower. I'd like to buy it in this 4 to 8 area right down here. Let them go a little bit lower, especially at 5 or better. Then buy 2 will be 01 to 29. I think we can go a little bit lower overnight, but not break. On the sell side, we're going to sell failure to take out 12 to 16. Last rotate up stopped at 14, then we broke at 13, and then the K period high is 12, and then we'll be back to our 18 to 22 sell for sell 2. Okay, the knob spread came in quite a bit today. I don't think a lot has changed. It's just that we'll move this thing back and forth, sometimes a half a point. We lost about 10, 30 seconds today. Very nice D pattern. Market came to balance up here. The auction, like we said, was poor. As long as the note wouldn't take out 15, 16, it was a sell. That's exactly what happened. So we're going to have, I think we can be a little bit lower in the overnight session. 25, 21, buy 1. 13 to 17, buy 2. On the sell side, last rotate stopped at the buck. Then at 03, so selling failure to take 37, 37.04 out. I think it's probably the easiest trade to see. Then we stopped at 13, so we'll make 7 to 11, sell 2. Saw an interesting picture on from one of the ISIS social media outlets. They had pictures of the Saudi pilots that flew airstrikes against ISIS, and the caption was "Wanted Dead or Alive." They were extolling their fellow believers in Saudi Arabia and other parts where these fellows might touch down to take these guys off the face of the earth. And that can only add a little fuel to the fire over there. I mean, the stakes are pretty high for these countries in the Middle East. It's for us, we might think we can wash our hands of it, but you really can't. So much of our economy is tied to free trade, especially the free movement of oil. But for these people in the Middle East, their lives are on the line. It's a little bit higher stakes. Okay, gold is a B. We think it's headed lower, so there is good support at 15. I think we can take that out, but we've got this area right in here that could hold, so we'll make our first buy 13 to 15, a little bit lower. I do not want to be short on our day session close, and then we'll make 9 to 11 buy 2. But I can sure get short in London. Crude took off and ran, gold did not, so two different markets. The big draw in the United States inventory started the rally going, and it may change some people's minds. But we're also in a situation where we've been cleared to export crude oil, and we have long-term purchase commitments from our suppliers, foreign suppliers, and we may be turning some of that oil at our ports and re-exporting it elsewhere. So, and with all the increased production in Canada and the U.S., we can run our inventory levels lower than we've been able to do in the past. Okay, we've got resistance at 20, so 20 to 23 will be sell 1. 25 to 28 will be sell 2. And I think gold is headed lower. Okay, taking a look at crude oil, like I said, I don't think you can get real excited about big inventory draws because they will moving crude. We don't have as much to worry about, and we don't have to stockpile as much, planning for interruptions from our foreign suppliers. I didn't see anything on the war. Somebody always knows, though, so there could be something afoot there. Our tractor is up here at 37. We've had an unanswered run, a very, very strong run up here. So this 93.25 to 50 is sell 1. And then 75 to the buck will be sell 2. The breakout came at 92.25. So we'll make 92.50. Let's make it a quarter to 50 buy 1. May have to pay up, and then 91.75, 92 for buy 2. Sells may be a little aggressive, but we'll get to see what it looks like in London. And the euro. We like the short side of the euro. The euro has a lot more exposure to supply interruption for crude oil and natural gas than the United States does, which is another negative on their currency. So it's in a heavy sell. It can come back and retest resistance, and you can see that we're going to have pretty good resistance here in this 28.25 area. maybe as high as 2850. So that's the desired sell band. Last rotate up stopped at 28. We're at 92, so 28, 28.10 will be sell 1. We'll pick up this ledge right here, then the spill from 30, so we'll make 25, 35. Give them a little room up there to get stops for sell 2. I think we're going to head a little bit lower in the overnight, so we'll make 60 to 70 is the way it's been playing when it breaks. Buy 1, but that's the assumption that we can take out 80, and then 40 to 50. And 40 to 50, I think, is probably a better trade long. Give it a little room to the downside. Let them get stops below 50, then do some profit taking. That's all I have for September 24th. 2014. We'll see you all bright and early in the a.m. We're going to go shake that CME money tree one more time again. That ATM is pretty good to us. Y'all have a great evening. We're supposed to see eventually make it to 80 today. It's kind of been sprinkling and cool. 72 degrees so far, so the fall weather is kind of settling in. Y'all have a great evening. See you in the morning.